Use a bow staff, a long martial arts staff for self-defense? The answer is yes. Why and how, we're going to talk about that right now in this quick martial arts discussion, self-defense discussion, and tutorial. This is a hickory Japanese bow, also known as Korean jangbong or Chinese cudgel, Chinese bong. A lot of different names, different martial arts give it, but basically it's just a long piece of hard wood. In this case, hard American wood. This one is made for self-defense. Now, the first thing that you're going to see with this, obviously, is the length. You're going to get reach advantage, which is the first reason why you can defend yourself with the long martial arts staff or the bow staff. If I put this in my front hand, the thread is here, I point my thumb at the thread, it comes right into the backhand. I can now thrust and create distance between myself and the thread. If that person has a knife, if there are multiple attackers, I can strike with lots of force very quickly. That's within my front hand. If it's in the backhand, I simply lift, and now I thrust in this direction. I'm always going straight through the middle. In the front hand, point the thumb, thrust. In the backhand, lift, thrust. Both are same simple basic techniques. The reason why you can use a bow staff for self-defense. So the answer is yes. Why? Because you have reach advantage. Keep the weapon as far from you as possible. If he has a knife, the worst thing you can let him do is get close enough to stab it in you or slice you up with it. From here, create that distance, and when I do this, I stick it right in your face. So you now have to get around the staff just to get in to hit me. The first thing that you're gonna do, this is how you're gonna use the bow staff for self-defense. You're gonna thrust, pull to your shoulder, strike. These downward strikes can go anywhere into the body that you can remove or destroy for self-defense. That means hitting the temple, cracking the skull, turning their lights out, literally. Hitting them in the neck, lights out, they fall to the floor, striking one of those joints, maybe that hand that's got the knife that's coming at you or any other weapon, and you smash as hard as you can. Simple, basic moves. Can you use a bow staff for self-defense? Yes. Why? Because you have reach, and second, you have devastating, crushing the bone, breaking the joint, smashing the skull, self-defense power. You can thrust it through, creating distance, strike, come down, and then bring it through this way. This is how you use a bow staff for self-defense. Put it between yourself and the threat, point the thumb, thrust, bring it to the same side shoulder, strike to the head, bring the backhand through, almost like a straight punch right into the jaw, and that comes across, striking temple, neck, arm, hand, whatever target you have determined for self-defense that you can remove or destroy. His ability to see you or breathe temporarily, permanently through the throat, his ability to grab, stab, punch, smack, whatever, you're gonna strike that. If it's in the backhand, same thing. This is how you use a bow staff for self-defense. Can you use a bow staff for self-defense? Yes. How? Lift that, thrust it through his face, bring that down straight on top like you're chopping down a tree, bring this across, bring it back in, down on top of his head, up under his chin. Both hands are on your staff, they never come off. You're not going to spin. You're not going to do fancy techniques. You're not going to do tricks behind the back and over the head spinning when you're using self-defense. When you use the staff for self-defense, keep it simple. Hello, Richard. It's good to see you. Create distance, point the thumb, or lift it into the back hand. Keep it simple, and you will be able to see that there are many basic techniques. Think about taking out a knee for self-defense. Think about any kind of thrusting motion with the front end or the back end. Think about bayonet attack from the military. Think about rifle butt strike from the military. From here, striking here, or a spear, lifting somebody up. There are many ways. You can even do this with one hand. Let's say the other hand, you're carrying somebody or something where it's injured. You have to put it against your body. You can lift and you can thrust from here into the face, creating a lot of power, especially with this hickory quantum protector. This is a protection staff. First link below, smashing through their face or thrusting up and into the soft tissue. You're using hard bone right here. Garen says coming up into the groin. From here, using this hard piece of hickory, this hard piece of American wood, and just smashing through the nose, smashing through the teeth, smashing through the throat. Even a rattan staff, if you have a Chinese style and it's more flexible, rattan staff or maybe ash or what's the other one? Oak, white wax wood, and it's more flexible. It's still going to be very effective against soft tissue. Remember the basic rule of self-defense: hard against soft, soft against hard. So you take that hard part, go through the nose, go through the throat, go through the solar plexus, go into the groin, and take this smashing down these basic strikes at an angle, or horizontal, or vertical, or coming up, and keep it simple. So can you defend yourself with a bow staff? Yes, when you keep it simple. Do not spin this way thinking this is self-defense. I spin all the time. You should spin too. It's good cross training. It's good for your brain. It's artistry. It's interesting. It's fun to do, but it's not self-defense. That's how people get confused. They say you can't use a bow. You can't use a martial arts staff for self-defense. It's all those flowery moves. They don't do anything. That's not the point. The spinning is for strength in the wrists, flexibility, speed, power, balance, coordination, timing, and distance. You get all that from spinning. And then you get your hands on it and you either punch like this, going to the body, or you change your hand grip, smashing, learning how to change your hand grip, thrusting. Super simple. Things you can pick up in one lesson, 2 lessons. Does that mean you're going to be great at it? No. But spend time. Train yourself over and over. Good. It's good to see you, Sensei Emmett. It's good to see everybody here. I wanted to throw that out there real quick. I've gotten that question so many times this week. Can you defend yourself with a bow staff? And people are on opposite sides, but no one seems to talk about why they're missing the whole point. They're saying you can't do it because of all the spins. Look at that. That's frivolous. That's silly. It would come right out of your hand as soon as you hit some. And that happens all the time in these discussions about martial arts. What works, what doesn't work. Can you do this? Can you not do that? Can Bruce Lee beat Jackie Chan? It's apples and oranges. This is not self-defense, right? This is self-defense. This is self-defense. So if you understand what self-defense is, then you say, oh yeah, obviously. Hello, Ed. It's good to see you. Self-defense is self-defense. Garen says, cold steel training staff, a bow or a Joe. I'm not sure about the cold steel. I'm a big fan of wood, honestly. Cold steel is kind of cool, but I love these. I got a whole set of these hickory now. I got the hickory collie sticks. I got the hickory bow. I got a hickory Joe. I got the hickory cane. And I was always an oak man. I've shifted. I've changed. I like the hickory now. Steel mace for workout. That's awesome. I love using the steel mace. Let's do one of those. Yeah, the weight is loaded asymmetrically. And Sensei Emmett, yes, I did get it. This week has been nuts. It's been crazy. Today I've been teaching since 8 o'clock this morning. I got somebody coming in 2 minutes. I had 5 minutes to make this video, or 10 minutes, I think, 12 minutes. And so I wanted to jump on and say hello to everybody and talk about, can you defend yourself with a bow staff? Sensei Emmett, we will get it done. It's probably Friday. I'm going to throw that out there right now. Friday looks like it might work to have a quick discussion, but it's like scratching, I always like this simile or this metaphor, scratching the earth, get a couple of worms to eat. It's like the chicken wing. It doesn't have enough meat to make a meal, but there's enough that you can't just throw it in the trash. You got to dig it off and eat. That's how I feel right now with COVID. The COVID's made everything slow. So I'm like running around, getting a little bit here, getting a little bit there, trying to fill up all the different little teacups and keep them, there's an old metaphor for the, you got a little bit here, and then you pour them all in the big bucket like the Kung Fu master doing the sit-ups. Anyway, that's the idea. All right, Ed's in Navarre for vacation. He brought his bow to practice, beach, and in the waves. Awesome, Ed, very smart. I'll see everybody in just a little bit. I got somebody coming in now. You guys have been awesome. Thank you.